Hi everyone, it's Jamie with Adventures by Jamie. I'm so excited to talk to you today about one of my favorite places to visit, and that is the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. You can see I have my Tower of Terror Mickey ears on. Tower of Terror is one of my absolute favorite rides, but I have to say, I feel like it's appropriate for Disney right now. Not because it's terrifying at all, but because it's going to be as if we do step into that elevator, and when we come out, we're in the Disney of yesteryear. It's like we are stepping into the Twilight Zone, and I'm so excited. There are so many things about it that really are going to be great. And I can't wait to share all of the news that we have for you, whether you're planning to go in the near future or maybe you're looking farther out. We want to make sure that you are ready to get back to the magic. Welcome, everyone. For those that are new, I'm so excited that you're here. My name is Jamie Sanchillo, and I'm the owner of Adventures by Jamie. And we are a Disney certified agency, as well as a special needs certified agency. I myself am in a wheelchair. I use a power chair for my mobility, and I fully understand the importance of making sure that your special needs are met whenever you're planning your travel. And we're going to get into a few of the things to expect with your next Disney trip in regards to special needs. However, I want to start by the overall newness of things to come with the Disney reopening just around the corner. Now, the dates of reopen for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom have already been released. That is July 11th, as well as Epcot and Hollywood Studios reopening on July 15th. Now, I am very lucky to myself have had a pre-existing reservation actually about 1 week into the reopening. So I am thrilled to get back to my happy place for sure. But there's definitely going to be some differences and some changes, and let's talk about those. So, yes, the four Disney parks, the main parks, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios are all going to be opened the middle of July. However, the two water parks are still remaining closed, and we do not have dates yet for their reopen. But we will definitely keep you posted when we find that out. Now, there is going to be sort of a phasing of who can go to the parks and when. So initially, Disney is going to be focusing on pre-existing reservations, pre-existing tickets, DVC members, and pass holders. They sort of are holding the priority right now because that is sort of the easiest to manage at this point. Now, if you don't have that sort of golden ticket, if you will, I think that's how it feels to all of us who are going in this phase one of reopening. Don't fear, you aren't going to have to wait, hopefully, long. We again don't have exact timeline, but what we are being told as of right now is we're looking at maybe a 3 to 4 week um, span of when they will reopen reservations for those that do not have pre-existing reservations. So hang in there. We are definitely going to be booking, and we hope that you will consider us for your Disney vacation planning. But for those that do have pre-existing vacations planned, the things that you need to keep in mind that obviously there are some changes that are going to be happening. So first and foremost, everyone is going to be required to wear a mask. And originally, Disney had said masks would be required for ages 3 and up. Well, very recently, it was brought to the travel agent community that that is now changing to ages 2 and up. So a little difference there. You have to be 2 years old wearing a mask instead of 3. Um, so that is one change. But then also, not that it's so much a change, but we are all going to be required to have a temperature check prior to entering the parks. Now, where that temperature check will take place, we are unsure at this point. We don't know if it will be around, say, the ticketing area. It'll be maybe by the monorail or the Skyliner, if even the monorail and Skyliner will be running. There's so many uncertainties around that part, but temperatures will be checked, and you have to have a temperature below 100.4 degrees, or you will not be permitted into the parks. So just keep in mind that you will have a temperature check. Now, they are also doing their due diligence of social distancing. I know we have all heard that term more than we can count, I'm sure, at this point. And as you know, social distancing hopefully is that you are going to have at least 6 foot of space between you and the next person. So, unlike Shanghai Disney, when they reopened, they had a percentage of how many people they were going to be allowing back into the parks at their reopening. Now, Disney World is using what they're just simply calling a reduced capacity. And so what they're saying is that they're going to allow, and they have done the calculation for this. I mean, I am certainly no mathematician and whatnot, so I am trusting in the Disney powers that be that they have put into place the proper measures to make sure that there is this reduced capacity that supposedly is going to allow for that 6 feet of space between you and another person. So it isn't necessarily a percentage like it is in Shanghai Disney, but there is going to be this reduced capacity. So look for that when you are in the parks. A lot less people, less rubbing elbows with your neighbor. To me, that's a really good thing, especially as a wheelchair user. That makes life a whole lot simpler when it comes to getting around the parks. So how does this reduced capacity come into play? Also, that sort of helps implement this reduced capacity is they have totally gotten rid of FastPasses right now. So for me, as I mentioned, I had my Disney trip planned. So I had my FastPasses, I had my Disney dining reservations. All of that has been wiped clear from my Disney experience, because what Disney is doing is they are utilizing that FastPass line or that FastPass queue for additional space to enter into the attraction. So you're not going to have a large amount of space, or I mean, a large amount of time, I should say, to getting on the rides, to getting into the attractions. It's going to make it so much easier. So I love the fact too, and I had mentioned in the intro to this video that it's sort of like the Twilight Zone in the Disney of yesteryear, when there was no such thing as fast passes. And as much as I do love fast passes, and it allows us to to hopefully get the attractions that we love most. And if you have booked with Adventures by Janie, we help you get those high in demand fast passes. But with not having them, your trip doesn't feel so regimented. You know, there's a much more leisurely, laid back feel to just being able to go and, for the most part, hop on the ride or into the attraction that you're looking for. So that to me is actually something of a bonus, you know, and a plus. I know that some others may differ in their opinions, but to me, I think that this is a very, very positive thing. The next is that there is not going to be any group gatherings. So no character dining, no fireworks, no parades, none of that where you just have people on top of people, watching, an attraction at Disney or watching a show. So now for me, being a little older and whatnot, I can't tell you the last time that or when I go with friends or I go with my boyfriend, with family, we don't sit and watch the parades. We really don't watch the fireworks most of the time. If we do watch the fireworks, it's from our resort, and not from the park itself. So to me, that's not a big deal. Now, I understand if it is your first time at Disney or you have little ones and they're really wanting to go to have that, Disney dining experience at the Crystal Palace because they want to meet Winnie the Pooh and all of his friends, then I understand that could be disappointing for you. But if that's not for you, if that's not what you're really worried about, then it's not so much of a big deal. I mean, those things will obviously come back. We don't have dates for that yet, but for right now, there will be no group gatherings. Now, another thing that has gone away is both the Disney dining plan and Disney dining reservations. So if you had the Disney dining plan, some people had a free dining plan when they rescheduled. Now, for those people, they are being given a 35% discount on a new Disney dining plan. So that is something that Disney is offering. As far as Disney reservations for dining, and again, I had those too, and all of those are now gone. I checked a few days ago on my Disney experience, and I still had my reservations, but I checked right before I shot this video, and they are gone at this point. So they will be reopening Disney dining. Before it was 180 days in advance. Now it is 60 days in advance to your trip. Now, I am well within that 60-day range, but because I am also in that phase one of planning my trip, or being at the parks, I should say, I don't have yet the new reservation system available to me to register for or plan my Disney dining reservations. So I'm going to keep checking for that, but that is coming very, very soon. But for those that maybe their trip is planned, but it's a little farther out, they're looking at a 60-day Disney dining reservation window. So keep that in mind. Now, I know that's a lot to go over. As far as accessibility when it comes to special needs, as I mentioned before, I feel like the park is going to be a lot more accessible because of less people. Um, we're going to be able to not have to worry about bumping into people, not have to worry about the, maybe tightness of queue lines at times. We're still going to have access to the first aid areas if need be. I don't know how many know this, but if you are a person that requires more space to use the restroom, or you need to lay down to use the restroom, I know some wheelchair users have that need. You can go to any of the first aid stations throughout Disney for that need. It's not like you have to be sick or you have to be hurt. You're always welcome to go and utilize that space, and they are absolutely wonderful in helping to meet those needs for you. We are unsure about any other sort of special needs changes that are going to be made throughout the parks. There are areas for that you can go to for sort of where you need some quiet time if you have some sensory issues. And I feel like that's going to help a lot now too, because again, you're not going to have all of the commotion. I mean, it's going to be loud, I'm sure, and even with limited people, you're still going to have a lot going on, but it's not going to be anywhere near what it typically would be. So, there's a lot of bonuses for those with special needs going at this lower capacity time. Now, there is going to be a reservation system put into place as far also as ticketing. So that will be coming very soon, we hope, for future reservations. Now, before we go, I would just say to you, you have to make a decision for yourself of whether you are ready or not to head back to the park. Again, I am going to be there the first week basically after they reopen, and I cannot wait. But I understand for those that this is their very, very first Disney experience, or you're taking your little ones for the first time, this might not be the time for you, and that's fine. We are always going to be here to be able to assist you with making those magical Disney memories come true. So we hope that you have found this information helpful. As we get more from Disney resorts, we will certainly be giving you that information and coming to you with all the needed updates. Now, we would definitely like for you to stay in touch with us by joining us, liking our page, joining our Facebook group called Our Adventure Book. That's part of our Adventures by Jamie Facebook page. So it is a private group, but we would love for you to join that as we talk everything in travel, not just Disney, but it gives you a little bit more insight into tips and tricks and giveaways, things like that. So we are so thankful for all of you. Thank you to those that have booked with us in the past and entrusted us with your Disney vacations. And for those of you that we have yet to work with, we are so excited to meet you and definitely look forward to going on an adventure together. All right, guys, take care. Bye.